Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be my final update of products I needed to use up in 2017. There is a blizzard going on outside, so I really didn't feel like putting on a lot of makeup today. I'm just wearing concealer, mascara, blush, highlight, and some lipstick, so I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys what I've been trying to work on using up in 2017. So I didn't think it was too necessary for me to wear like a full face of makeup, and plus I'm just going to take it off after this anyway. So I'm going to tell you guys everything. I made some pretty good progress this year. I know that was a weird kind of thought, but I was like, why am I repeating the same thing for the third time? But I think I did a really good job of making some more progress in some of my products this year because the past 4 months since I've been going to school, I was wearing makeup pretty much every day. I know that's not great for your skin, and I almost felt like not even filming today, but I decided to put on some makeup and update you guys because I didn't really have anything else to do today. You can't go anywhere today, so yeah, let's just jump right into it. I just feel like I need a little bit more blush because I feel like I look so pale right now, so I'll be right back. Okay, and also, by the way, if I sound a little bit nasally still, I'm sorry, but I'm still trying to get over this sickness that I had. I'm still being very sniffly, and my throat still has not like completely recovered yet, so forgive me if I sound a little bit raspy. Okay, so we're going to start with primers. I'm going to go in my usual order that I do. So the first one is no surprise. I probably put this in every single project pan, and I always use this up, so it's really like no big deal for me to use this guy up. This is like my third bottle of this Smashbox Primer Water, and as you guys can see, I'm pretty much almost done with it. I'm also pretty much almost done with the MAC Fix Plus, but I use that all the time as well. But I pretty much have been using this for so long as a multitasking product. I always use it as a primer before I put makeup on, and I use it as a spray for my eyeshadows. So this product's great and I use it all the time. So this is like my third bottle of it, and I will definitely always be repurchasing this because I think it's amazing. So love that. Then the next primer is no surprise either. This is the Stila One Step Corrector. This is my third bottle, I guess, of this. I don't really know what to call this. I guess it's a bottle. This is the Stila One Step Correct Skin Tone Correcting and Brightening Serum. This is my all-time favorite primer ever. I love it so much. It does just so much in one shot. It just brightens and makes your skin so smooth and so flawless. It just looks so good before you put foundation on. It's just a one-step product and I love it so much, so I will constantly repurchase this as well. I always get both of these during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, so I always get them for half price. And I always see Stila running the one-step correctors on sale like a lot, like probably every couple of months, so you can always snag it during that as well. During 21 Days of Beauty, this is only $16 when it's like a $36 primer, so might as well get it for half price. I mean, obviously I want to get it for a good price. I don't think I've ever paid full price for this product, so I love it so much. And then the last one, which this is a brand new primer, so it might not look like I didn't use it, but this is my second tube, and I think I forgot to keep the first one. So I did use up an entire Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This is my other favorite primer, but I don't really use this when I'm using this as a prep spray because they're pretty much like the same products. So I tend to not use this until like I get a new primer spray. My other favorite one was the Urban Decay Prep and Prime spray, which I used up completely. I loved that spray so much. So I used that up completely this year. I think I just got rid of it. I also did film a products I've used up in 2017 video as well. I filmed another one before the year was over, so that will be up shortly as well. But I did use up an entire thing of this, so I also love this primer as well. So this is my second one. I did pay full price for this one though. I probably won't repurchase this for quite a while though because obviously I have to use up this one, but I'm not going to be purchasing a backup anytime soon because this primer is very pricey. So those are all of the primers. It's really not too hard for me to use up a primer. I use primer like every single day. I am going to add a new one when I give you guys the products I want to use up in 2018. So now let's move on to foundations. Let's start off with this guy because I feel like this one has been in my foundations I want to use up for the past like 2 videos already. I think I'm pretty much done with this foundation now. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 15. I don't think it even comes out of the dropper anymore. Like it does, but it's very little product. So I mostly have to shake it out of the bottle. And when I was shaking it out of the bottle, like it wasn't really like dispersing much product at all. So I think it's pretty much down to the bottom. Yeah, I can see it's pretty much down to the bottom. I've had this foundation a long time, since like I think winter or spring of 2016. So it pretty much took me all last year to use this foundation up. This is one of my favorite foundations to use in the summertime. So I love this guy, and I think I'm actually forgetting one that's literally right next to me, so let me just grab it. I think I put it, I want my Urban Decay one. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, whatever. I was going to mention the Urban Decay One and Done, but I know it's not in the bathroom, so it should be in my room. That's weird. But anyway, I love this as well. And yeah, this is a really great primer. I'm sorry. I'm still like so out of it. I'm so tired. I still didn't really sleep very well, so bear with me. So I don't know. I just haven't been able to get that much sleep lately. And for some reason, I feel like so out of breath right now. Okay, breathe, Caitlin. So anyway, and this one's in the shade Fair Neutral, but this is one of my all-time favorite foundations. It's just so lightweight on the skin. Anything from the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea line I have fallen in love with, and I'm about to talk about another product from them as well. But yeah, this one, pretty much almost done with. I don't think I can get anything out of this anymore. Like, I used it a couple of days ago, and it was pretty hard for me to cover my entire face with it. Okay, so the next foundation is the Too Faced Born This Way Absolute Perfection Foundation. And as you guys can see, there's like barely any product in this anymore. Can you see like how little product there is in there? So I think I finally have used this guy up. This one's in the shade Vanilla. I think I'm going to declutter it anyway because this is not the right shade for me whatsoever. And anytime I use this, I always mix it with the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. That's usually a foundation that I mix in everything, the Urban Decay, because that is just way too white on my skin because it oxidizes so badly that there's such terrible flashback with that foundation that pretty much has become my mixing foundation. It kind of works as like my Cover FX Custom Cover Drops did, and it adds like so much coverage to a foundation, but it also lightens up any foundation because it's so white. So I've been adding it to this foundation for like the longest time. I love this foundation on its own, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful foundation. It's just too yellow on me. And I do want to repurchase this. This is probably the only product from Too Faced that I really want to repurchase. That's how much I love this foundation. But you can see that there's like not that much product in here anymore. It's pretty much like on the side here. But yeah, I used the crap out of this and I love it so much. So yeah, but I'm probably going to get rid of this one, but I love that. It's just such a beautiful coverage. Okay, and then the next one, actually, let's talk about this one first. So you guys know this is like one of my all-time favorite foundations anyway. And I think that this one is probably my 4th bottle that I've used up. But I think this one is pretty much almost done as well. This is my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the color 2. I think this is the 2nd bottle that I've used up in the in this shade, which is the correct shade for me. I can't believe I was using the wrong shade for me for like so long, but this feels pretty light. I think it's like down to here. I don't think there's much product in here anymore. I mean, I could just unscrew the top and show you guys, or just see if I don't get too much foundation on my hands. Let's see. I can't really tell. Oh yeah, I can definitely see it's almost to the bottom. So yeah, I just love this foundation. This is one of my go-to favorite foundations. and I just wear this whenever I want some light coverage. It works for me every single time I wear it. Pretty much when I was sick, I was only wearing 3 foundations because I feel like they're the only foundations that felt like good on my skin. And it was only this one, the number 7 foundation, and the Lancome Teint Idol foundation, which is becoming one of my favorite foundations. I love that foundation so much already. But I was wearing this one as well a couple of times, and it feels so good on your skin. It doesn't make your skin feel dry when you're sick or anything. It just always feels weightless and amazing on the skin. I will always recommend this foundation because it's like one of my all-time favorites. I love it so much. Okay, and then the last one, and I don't know why I put this in here because it's like I don't use this foundation often enough to really like tell you guys that I've made much progress on it, but this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation. Maybe I wasn't getting much product out of this. Maybe that's the only reason why I did include it. But I don't really feel like I've made any progress with this. It's not my favorite foundation by far. It is a nice foundation on the skin, but it's never been like an amazing foundation. I just feel like it's okay. It's good, but it's not like amazing. It is really nice on the skin, but I just don't feel like I've ever really been that crazy about it. But I use it just to use it up, so it looks beautiful on camera like most Makeup Forever foundations do, because that's what they're meant for. But yeah, I would never repurchase this, and it smells like paint, but I'm going to try and use it up in 2018, which I don't think will be that hard. And then the last foundation, which I absolutely fell in love with this year, and I think I'm pretty much done with this bottle. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Fit Me Foundation in the shade 110 Porcelain. I think I'm almost done with this bottle. I have a backup sitting, yeah, it's pretty much down to the bottom. I have a backup sitting in my bathroom. I just haven't busted it open yet. I haven't used this in a little while because I've been hooked on the Lancome foundation and the number 7 foundation, but I do use this when I want to get a light coverage. It's just so beautiful. And I've also been testing out the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. So I've been wearing that the past 2 days. I'm not wearing foundation today because there was no point in me putting on foundation today because I'm not going anywhere. I just put on concealer. But this is also one of my all-time favorite foundations. It's just such a good option from the drugstore. And this one is so cheap. This is like $7. So the Fit Me line is such an amazing, inexpensive line. So that's it for foundation. So now let's move on to a couple of concealers. I couldn't find my Maybelline Fit Me concealer for some reason. I don't know where it is. But you guys know I use up that concealer so often that it's like I really don't need to update you guys about it again because I go through that concealer and I've been through like 3 of them already, so I really don't have to update you guys again. But I wanted to update you guys on this one because this one I think I'm almost done with, and I did include this in my last update. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer, and this one is in the shade Fair Light. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorite concealers. It's just such a gorgeous concealer. It just always looks beautiful, and it's so hydrating, and I mean, you can't really tell in the bottle, because Tarte kind of, like, puts, like, this circular thing in their containers, I think, to keep the applicator from like moving around. It's like inside, like right when you look at the bottle, there's like a little circle inside, so I think that's where you put the applicator in, which I think I like a lot, but I think it's like down to here basically. I've used the shit out of this. I love it so much. It's just like, okay, so anyway, before I got fucking rudely interrupted by my mom because she can't stand me doing anything in my room. I'm sorry, it just pisses me off so much. So this was the, like, concealer I used so much in 2017. I loved it so much. I don't have to talk about it anymore. Then the next one, which I did say was my favorite concealer from the drugstore. I'm wearing it today. And I think in the last video I was almost done with, like, the first one. This is my second one. And I feel like I went harder with the second one than I did with the first one. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. And this one's in the shade Fair. And as you guys can see, this is how much of the concealer that I've actually used of it. I'm just so annoyed right now. You have no idea how annoyed I am. I just have not been getting along with my mom at all since I came back from Connecticut after seeing my best friend. Like, literally every day we've been fighting, and it's just been driving me crazy because she's just a psychopath. So It just, sorry, I'm just in such a bad mood right now. But anyway, this was the concealer that I used so much in 2017. It was one of my go-tos, and it's just such an easy concealer to apply because you just apply it underneath your eyes and here, and then you're just out the door. The only thing that I would say about this is that, like, when I wear it for no makeup days like I'm wearing today, I didn't really care today since I wasn't going anywhere, but this can oxidize a lot, so you can basically, like, see that, like, the concealer sitting here, and then, like, this part you see, like, your natural skin. So that's the only thing I would say about it that I don't like, but other than that, I love this concealer. Okay, and then, the last concealer, I mean, I've went through, excuse me, I've went through, like, so many bottles of this. I think this is, like, my 6th one, but I really haven't went out and repurchased this that often this year. I think I've only repurchased it maybe once or twice this year. I kind of fell in love with other concealers this year. I mean, I still love this concealer, but this is an expensive concealer. It's like $28, and this is probably the most expensive concealer that I buy now, because Urban Decay is really reasonably priced with most of their products, but their concealers are very expensive. Like, their foundations are like 40 something dollars, so that's not too bad, but their concealers are always like $28, which is a little bit expensive. But this is obviously the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I'm in the shade Fair Neutral. I did switch to Fair Neutral a little while ago. I think this one might also be almost done, because every time I use it I feel like it's pretty dry. But that's the thing that I have noticed about this concealer, is that it is a very dry concealer, and that's probably why I haven't been reaching for it as much. I still love it, but I feel like it is dry under the eyes, and that's the only thing. So, but I still love this concealer. It's still one of my go-tos. And then the last one I wanted to mention, this wasn't in my Project Pan, but I've used this concealer so much that I'm probably going to end up using it up anyway. So this is the Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I just really wanted to show you guys how much progress that I've made on this concealer. And I'm probably going to stick it in products I'm going to use up in 2018 anyway. But I love this concealer so much. It's such a good concealer. And as you can see, I've used it up like halfway. So yeah, that's an amazing concealer as well. So that's it for concealers. Now let's move on to powder products, which are definitely the most exciting things to hit pan on, because honestly, it shows that you've made the most progress in your collection if you hit pan on your powder products. So let's start with powders. Speaking of powders, let's start with powders. So this one, I haven't hit like the pan. I mean, I have hit the pan, but it just doesn't show that I've hit pan. But somebody told me, one of my subscribers told me that if you hit like the actual design on the bottom of the pan, that you've hit pan on this. So I have hit pan on it, but I've made a crap ton more progress on it the past couple of months. So this is, of course, my MAC Real Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. And this is what it looks like now. I'm pretty sure when I first showed it to you guys in July, I think it was only like this much of the pan was used up, and now you can see it's pretty flat now. And if you guys know what this product is, it's a baked product from MAC, so obviously it comes like elevated. So as you can see, that's how much I've actually used of it. Like, look how flat it is now, and I'm pretty much like brushing the bottom of it. And I mean, these last such a long time. They really are worth the money, because this has lasted me like 2 years and I still haven't completely used it up. But I have like hit the majority of the pan on the bottom. So I'll just show you guys how much of it I've actually used. And I can see little parts of the actual pan like here, but yeah, that's how much of it I've used of it. I haven't been using it as often now because I have like other drugstore powders that I really love using now, but I did use it today just to set my face. And I still love it. It's still a great powder to use for dry skin. I highly recommend it for dry skin. It's a really great powder. So yeah, I love this powder, and I will continue to work on that in 2018. I'll probably finally use it up completely in 2018. And then that was not even English there. My other favorite powder is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2. which is the universal like pale shade for pale skin tones, and this is what it looks like. And as you guys can see, I've used up a lot of it. I'm trying not to use this powder as much though, because this powder is obviously fucking expensive, so that's why I don't want to use it up right away. But it's so hard for me not to, because every time I use this powder, I use it for like a few days straight, because I always remember how much I love it when I start wearing it again. So I try to stray away from not using this too much, because as you can see, I've used it a crap ton. But I love it. It's just so silky smooth. It's still my all-time favorite powder. Every time I wear this, it just makes my face feel so soft and silky, and I just love how it looks. It's just so beautiful. So I love this guy. It's so amazing on the skin. And then the last one, which is kind of a mess, I brought this with me to Connecticut, and that's probably why it got pretty messy. But I've like... I'm kind of not using it right now because it's just way too messy. This is my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Airbrushed Silk Pressed Finishing Powder. And I'm just going to open it and show you how messy it is. Yeah, you can see how messy it is. Before this mess happened, I had hit most of the pan on the inside, and then it had split because that's how much I've used of it. So it pretty much already had popped out of the pan, and now it's just like kind of messed up. So I might get rid of it now because it's pretty messed up, but I'm probably going to continue to use it anyway. So that's the last pressed powder that I have to talk about. I didn't use up any loose powders because, as you guys know, I use pressed powders a lot more. The only loose powder I did pretty much use up is my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This is my second tub of this, and as you guys can see, I've used this a crap ton. But this lasts me pretty much a year, so it is like pretty worth it. I'm not wearing it today because I've been going for the e.l.f. HD powder a lot more because there's barely any product left in here, so pretty much use that guy up as well because I love this and I use it every day to set my under eyes, so I love that. So that is it for powders. Now I guess we'll move on to eyeshadows because I'll talk about face products in a little bit. So let's move on to eyeshadows. If I can move some of this crap out of the way. Just want to move some of these foundations really quick so we can have some room to put this stuff. Okay, anyway, let's start with obviously my Makeup Geek shadows because those are like the only ones I ever really make any progress on. I did hit pan on one other eyeshadow this year, but in my last update, I did tell you guys I hit pan on 4 Makeup Geek shadows, but they had been shadows that I had hit pan on before my last update, but now I wanted to show you guys more progress on these eyeshadows. So these are the eyeshadows that I've hit pan on in 2017. And I'm going to go through the 6 eyeshadows. So I finally hit pan on 2 of them that I've been trying to hit pan on for such a long time. And then the other ones are just more progress on the same eyeshadows I hit pan on in my last update. So the first one, of course, is Vanilla Bean. This is one of my favorite brow bone highlights, and I use the crap out of this. So it's pretty much my go-to brow bone highlight anytime I want to use a brow bone highlight that I don't have in like a palette or like in a look that I'm doing that I just use single eyeshadows. I'll just grab this one and put it on my brow bone. So that's why I just use this so much. I'll probably end up using this up in 2018. So, but I pretty much have used up half of the eyeshadow already. So that's pretty good. Then the next one, of course, is Peach Smoothie. This is one of my favorite transition shades. I use this so much for like when I do warm tone eyeshadow looks, I'll use this as my transition shade, and that's why I've used this one so much. I'm pretty sure I hit pan on this in 2017, and I hit pan on this faster than like some of my other eyeshadows that I was working on for a long time. I think this is still only my first Peach Smoothie, so I finally hit pan on it, and that's how much progress I've made in this one. Pretty much the same amount of progress that I made in Vanilla Bean, so that is something I'm very proud of as well. Okay, then the next one, which I still haven't used up yet, I'm still trying to use this damn eyeshadow up, but I did definitely make a crap ton of progress in it in 2017. I almost did just wear it in my crease today, even though I was like, nah, I don't feel like wearing it. So this is Makeup Geek's Creme Brulee. As you can see, that's how much progress I've made in it, so that's a pretty good substantial amount. I think I will use it up in 2018. I still have the backup of this sitting in my bathroom. I still haven't opened that up yet. It's just because, like, I don't always go for my Makeup Geek shadow, so I'm not wearing this, like, every single day. I'll go for other crease shades in my palettes, or if I'm wearing other single eyeshadows, I'll use, like, my Anastasia eyeshadows or my MAC ones, and I won't always use this because I want to use those eyeshadows. So, and that is pretty good, so I'm very proud of that as well. And then the last one I wanted to show you before I go into the other two is Makeup Geek's Rapunzel. I haven't hit too much more of the pan, which is surprising because I really use this a lot on my inner corners, but I feel like it's pretty much had the same amount of progress that I showed you in my last video, but that's how much I've hit pan on it, so that's not too bad. It is a lot of progress for me to hit pan on a shimmery eyeshadow than it is for me to hit pan on a matte one, because obviously I'm always using matte eyeshadows, and I don't wear the same lid shade every day whatsoever, but I will wear these like single eyeshadows in my inner corners, so, but yeah, very proud of that as well. And then finally, I finally hit pan on Makeup Geek's Shimma Shimma. It took me so long to hit pan on this one. It took me longer to hit pan on this one than it did on Rapunzel. And Rapunzel I had for a shorter amount of time because this is one of my first shimmery eyeshadows that I got from Makeup Geek. This was like one of the first, I think, 8 or 9 eyeshadows that I had purchased from Makeup Geek. And I can't believe this took me so long because Rapunzel I got in like my second round of Makeup Geek eyeshadows when I like started falling in love with them. So this is the progress I made on this one. As you can see, it's such a tiny little dent on the center. Sorry that there's so much glare. See that right there? And I'm really proud of it. So, but this eyeshadow is just so pigmented that it was just really hard for me to actually hit pan on it, but I finally did, so yay me. It's kind of like having a little bit of product coming up. Shit, I don't want to get eyeshadow everywhere. Okay, so that's that one, and then the last one, which I finally hit pan on, is another matte shade, and this shade I was working on for such a long time to hit pan on, but this is probably the one I'm like the most happy about because I don't use, this is definitely the pink eyeshadow I use the most when I wear a pink look, and this is Makeup Geek's Cupcake, and as you guys can see, I finally hit pan on it on the center, and I'm very proud of that as well. This took me a long time to hit pan on as well, but it's so pretty on the crease. It's just like a really beautiful, like more subtle pink shade. It's not like too pink, not like Say I Do from ColourPop. It's just a simple like mauve-y pink shade. So yeah, I'm really excited about that too. So that is 6 Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I had hit pan on, so I'm very proud of that. So as you guys can see, I finally made some more progress. I didn't hit pan on any MAC eyeshadows, not Nylon, All That Glitters, or Soft Brown, and I certainly didn't hit any pan on my Anastasia eyeshadows, but I think the only other ones that I had gone myself to try and hit pan on are those 3 MAC eyeshadows. So I'll try and hit pan on those in 2018, but I can't make any promises. I think All That Glitters might be the first one I hit pan on, and Nylon I'll just continue to work on because I wear that a lot on my inner corners. So that's it for this palette. This is definitely the palette I grabbed for the most out of my whole collection because it just has my favorite neutral eyeshadows in there. Okay, before we talk about the foiled eyeshadows, I just want to talk about this one eyeshadow from ColourPop. I recently had brought these into my life last February, and I fell hard for these eyeshadows. I love the ColourPop pressed eyeshadows so much, but I just wanted to talk about this one shade right here. I hit pan on this pretty quickly. This was my other favorite transition shade in 2017, and this is ColourPop's Firefly. So as you guys can see, I hit some pretty major pan on it. I made probably as much progress in this eyeshadow as I did on Vanilla Bean and Peach Smoothie. Like, and those ones, oh, did I just get eyeshadow on my forehead? Yeah, I did, but whatever. Anyway, but this is pretty much what Vanilla Bean looks like. You can use this as a transition shade. You can use this on your brow bone. I just so happened to use this as a transition shade, and I just really loved how it looked as a transition shade. It goes with like any look, and it just makes it look so pretty. So yeah, this is the one I hit pan on. I don't think I mentioned this in my last update, so I think I had only recently hit pan on it in like July or August. So this is how much progress that I've made on it, and yeah. So I hit pan on that one. I probably will go myself to use up or hit pan on some of these eyeshadows in 2018 because I use these so often, just as much as my Makeup Geek shadows, so I will update you guys on those in 2018. I didn't include any of these in my project pan. I think I might have included this one, but I don't know if I had hit pan on it yet, but I'm just telling you I hit pan on it now. So. And then the last one I have to show you guys, I think I show this to you in every single video, but the only eyeshadow I've ever really completely used up is Makeup Geek's Peaches and Cream. I have a backup sitting in my palette right now because I had finally repurchased it a couple of months ago when I got like the newer Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I by far have not made as much progress in it this time as I did when I first started using it because it was like the only transition shade I would ever use. And the only reason why it's in this palette is because, like I said, I hadn't had repurchased it. Because I was like, I'm just going to use up this one because I obviously have it. I'm going to use it up. So, yeah, so that's the only one I've ever used up. This is the Manny MUA Makeup Geek palette, but he had stuck this in here as his favorite transition shade as well. And I might include one of these eyeshadows in my project pan in 2018. But yeah, I love that eyeshadow. I constantly repurchase it. That's like the third one I've used up. So that's the only eyeshadow I really ever use up completely. Okay, and then for my Makeup Geek foiled shadows, I didn't really use up any of them. I just don't find myself reaching for them as much anymore. The only time I really do is when I put them on the inner corners, but I don't really wear them as much on my lid. I might start getting rid of some of them this year, to be honest, because they might be getting a little bit dried out now, so I think that's why I haven't used them as much. Like I have said before, the only one that I had ever hit pan on is Starry Eyed, and I really do not reach for this half as much as when I did hit pan on it and I had to repurchase it, because I was so upset when it actually did shatter, because that was like right before my update on, in 2016 or 17 or something, and I had shattered the eyeshadow and I was so upset. But I still haven't really made as much progress as I did the first time that I started using it. I'm still going to continue to work on these, but, I don't know. I mean, this is Whimsical Magic Act, and in the Spotlight, I've made, like, pretty substantial dents in them, but I still haven't used any of them up. And then, I'm Peachless, and, I think this one's called Mai Tai. Yeah, I think it's called Mai Tai. I'm going to continue to work on those and Makeup Geek's Blacklight. Those are the three dual-chrome eyeshadows I think I would have a chance of using up. And maybe, what's this one? Daydreamer and High Wire. But yeah, I'll just update you guys on those in my products I want to use up in 2018. But yeah, still haven't hit pan on any of those, but I was more excited about hitting pan on those other eyeshadows. And then just two palettes I wanted to talk about. The first one is the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. I know I've probably put this in every single Project Pan video, but I swear Too Faced eyeshadows last such a long time, and I feel like I'm pretty over this palette, to be honest. I just haven't been that into Too Faced as a brand anymore, especially this year. I didn't pick up one new Too Faced eyeshadow palette this year. I don't think I even picked up a new product from Too Faced since like March of 2017. And that was only when their Love Flush blushes were on sale for 21 Days of Beauty, and I only picked up like one shade. I'm just really not into them anymore, and they haven't really released anything that I'm really too interested in. The only thing that I might be interested in is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, but I feel like that palette's just too impractical for me because I probably won't even use it that much. But I just wanted to update you guys on this palette. I have made a pretty substantial dent in Silk. I have made a pretty substantial dent in Silk Teddy. I really cannot speak today. But again, it's just like takes forever to use up an eyeshadow in here. This is the only eyeshadow I use on my lid when I use this palette. But again, I just feel like I don't, like, I'm not, like, inspired by this palette anymore. It used to be one of my holy grails, and now I'm just, like, kind of getting bored by it because I feel like I have other eyeshadow palettes that make me more excited to use them now. That I just, like, I don't think I'm going to goal myself to try and use this up in 2018. I will by far not do that. Maybe I'll hit pan on Silk Teddy, but I am definitely not going to use up or hit pan on probably any of the other shades. So, but that's the only progress I made in that. Pretty much no progress at all. So, it's just really hard for me to use up any eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes unless it's Beaches and Cream. And then the other one that I had goaled myself just to use up one eyeshadow in is the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. And I wanted to hit pan on the eyeshadow Flower Child, which is this shade right here. I have made some pretty substantial progress in it. I mean, there's a pretty big dent in that eyeshadow. And I might, like, hit pan on it in 2018. I'm looking at it now, and it's, like, down to, like, here, like, around this area. And it looks like that. It's a pretty, like, light kind of, ivory color, and I use it as a transition shade when I use this palette. So, again, not too much progress, but hey, goals for 2018, I guess. So that's it for eyeshadows. The only other ones I need to talk about are two ColourPop ones. I haven't really made any progress on hitting pan on any other ColourPop eyeshadows this past year. I don't wear them as often. I mean, I still love them, but I've been using more of the newer ones like Koosh and Lala, Boy Band, like those ones. But I think I had not hit pan on this one when I talked about these in my update, and this is Cricket. It's a really beautiful purple shade, so that's that one. And then the other one, which I think I had said in my last video, is Moonshine, and this is just how much progress I've made on it in 2017. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned it and said I hit pan on it in my last update. And that is it for eyeshadows. Like I told you guys before, I don't goal myself to use up any mascaras or eyeliners because those are the easiest things for people to use up. So I kind of find it pointless to goal myself to use them up. Alright, now let's talk about just pretty much two bronzers. You guys know this is my favorite bronzer, and I have made such progress in it. This is Marc Jacobs Instamark Dreamer Filter. And this is the progress that I've made in the bronzer. So I think I'm probably going to use this up in 2018. I'm wearing it today. I haven't been wearing it as often though because I feel like it's kind of getting a little bit older now that it hasn't been bronzing up my skin the way that I want it to. But it looked really nice today. So I whipped out, you know, like my older products. And I feel like the MAC Really Skin Finish like really performed today. I felt like it wasn't like doing the same thing that it was doing before because I thought it was getting old, but now I think it looks really, really good. And then the same thing with this guy. I thought that it wasn't really bronzing up my skin the way that I wanted it to, and now I think it looks so pretty on my skin. So yeah, I love this, and I probably won't repurchase it though because it is very pricey. I will probably try and use more of my drugstore bronzers like the Wet n Wild contour powder. I'm going to use that more this year, and the Physicians Formula butter bronzer I've been using all year. So yeah, but I love this, and I will still use this up, and yeah, love that so much. And then the other one I had goaled myself to use up, but I don't think I'm going to hit pan on this anytime soon, is the Galactic Beauty bronzer in the shade Cabo. I didn't really, ooh, Jesus Christ, man. I haven't really, like, used this bronzer all that much since I had made that video. I don't know why there's, like, I think that's eyeshadow. I don't know why I goaled myself to hit pan on this, because I don't really use this one half as much as Marc Jacobs the Marc Jacobs one as a Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer or the NARS Laguna, which I'm going to put in my 2018 project pan because I will definitely hit pan on that in 2018. I've been going so hard with that bronzer. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to hit pan on this bronzer anytime soon, but I just wanted to tell you guys that I did not hit pan on it at all, so that's that. So that's it for bronzers. Now let's just talk about 2 blushes. The first, I swear, blushes are the hardest thing to hit pan on. I still have never hit pan on a blush. So I'm going to talk about NARS's Madly first. No progress at all. I'm wearing it today. I wear this blush so much, you guys. But for me, I really like changing up the blushes that I wear every day. I don't wear the same blush twice in a row. This is probably the only one that I would wear twice in a row because it's one of my all-time favorites. But I just have never hit pan on it. I will constantly try to work on hitting pan on it, but I don't think I'm going to anytime soon. I've had this blush for like 2 years already and just absolutely no progress. So yeah, so hard to hit pan on. And then my other one is Becca's Wild Honey. Again, no progress. I don't wear this like more often in like the fall. I mean, in the winter time, I wear this more in the fall. I really cannot speak today. But I love this blush. It's one of my favorite blushes ever. I love the Becca formula of blushes, but yeah, I have not hit pan on this either, and I probably won't in 2018. Okay, then the next one is pretty messed up, but I'm still going to talk about it anyway. I wanted to talk about 2 highlighters. You guys know, oh god, that is a mess. So this is what my Champagne Pop looks like now. I'm probably going to have to get rid of this, you guys, because I have a backup of this in the Jaclyn Hill face palette anyway. And every time I use this one, it's like so grainy. It's not really, it doesn't really perform like the actual pressed one that I have, but it's so gorgeous. You guys know I love Champagne Pop. It's like my go-to all-time favorite highlighter. It's that one right there, right here, if you can see it. It's just so gorgeous. I love it, and you guys know it's been my favorite for a long freaking time, but I think it might be time for me to get rid of this one. I definitely got my money's worth out of it. So yeah, and then the other highlighter I wanted to talk about, of course, is Becca's Opal. These are both the Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed, by the way. As you guys know, I showed you guys my progress on this in July, and I'm actually wearing it today, and it's just such a gorgeous highlighter. It's just one of my favorites. It's just so beautiful. If you want something that you don't really need to worry about, like, building up, this is such a gorgeous highlighter, you guys. So it's this one right here, and that's what it looks like. It's different than Champagne Pop because it has more of, like, a I don't know how to describe it. It's just a really beautiful color. It's not like Champagne Pop because Champagne Pop's a lot more peachy. So those are the only 2 highlighters. I'm still going to work on those in 2018. And then the last powder product I wanted to talk about, and then we'll just talk about a few lip products. I don't think I goaled myself to use this up, but I did hit pan on it finally. And this is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Ethereal Light. And I hit some major pan on this as I'm closing the freaking top as I'm showing it to you. But as you can see, I made like some major progress in this guy. I feel like that these take forever to use up, but I started seeing a little bit of the pan like last month basically. And this is like pretty much the progress I've made on it this past month. Because I use this every single day of my life. So I guess it's not too surprising that I did hit pan on it. I just feel like that these powders last such a long time that it's really hard to. But yeah, I'm really excited that I hit pan on this. As you can see, it's looking pretty janky. So, God, my light is so freaking bright. But yeah, that's how much progress I've made on it, and I'm really happy with that. So I'm definitely going to use that up in 2018. And that's it for powder products. And then just one eye primer is my MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. I don't think I included this in that video, but I have been going so hard with this primer. This is like the only primer I've been using the past couple of months because I just really wanted to use it up. I love it so much, and yeah, I pretty much used up the entire thing, so very happy about that. It doesn't take me like forever to use up an eyeshadow primer. I used up one of the Smashbox ones as well this year, and now I pretty much use this one up almost entirely, so I'm pretty much good with eyeshadow primers. And now let's just move on to lipsticks. So the two MAC lipsticks that I usually always include in this video, and I'm still working on them, is the shades, the two matte finishes in Honey Love and Velvet Teddy. So this is the progress that I made on Honey Love. So not like too much. I haven't really just been wearing like regular throw-on lipsticks in the house anymore because I've been wearing so many other lipsticks when I go out that I don't stay in too often to just wear these around the house, because that's usually the way that I try and use these up, and that's what I'm wearing today is one of these lipsticks. So that's the progress that I made on Honey Love, and then this one is Velvet Teddy. And I've made some pretty good progress on this one. I probably will use this one up in 2018, but I just wanted to show you guys the progress that I made in these two. I love these. These are my favorite lipsticks basically ever. I just love MAC's formula of matte lipsticks because they're so comfortable to wear. They're like the most comfortable matte formula you'll ever put on your lips. They're just so moisturizing, and I just love them so much. So that one is Honey Love, and that one is Velvet Teddy. I love them, and I forgot to grab one more lip product, so give me a second. Okay, then the next lip products I want to talk about is the NARS Audacious Lipstick in the shade Raquel. I made some pretty good progress on this lipstick. The N is pretty much completely worn down, so as you can see, I think I probably will use this up in 2018, depending on when I actually get to wear it. I probably should have worn it today, but whatever. But I think I added this in my halfway through the year update, and I have made some really good progress on it. So it's one of my favorite lipsticks. I love the NARS Audacious lipsticks, and this shade is just so beautiful, and this is the color right here. I feel like I'm so far away now. Let's move up a little bit more as I'm crashing into my desk. So that's the color. I love it, and that's one of my go-to lipsticks as well. And then the other two are the ColourPop Lippie Sticks, and I'm just tired. The first shade is Oh Snap. And this is my progress that I've made on it. Not too much, to be honest. I haven't worn this one in quite a while. I'm probably going to get rid of some of my Ultra Matte lipsticks. I'm probably going to do that today, actually, very soon. I do want to sit down, though, very soon because your girl needs to just relax today. Because this is like the first day I have not left my house in like a long freaking time, because I had school from September to December, and then since Christmas I've just been, you know, spending time with my family and my boyfriend, and then we went to Connecticut for New Year's, so I haven't had a chance to just relax. And I worked yesterday and the day before, so I'm good not doing anything today. And then that one is Oh Snap. Hopefully I'll be able to wear that one more. And then the other one I'm pretty sure I included was Aquarius from Kathleen Lights. Oh, wow. Did this one just lock, or is that how much I've actually, wow. Is that how much I've actually used of this? Holy crap. That's actually a lot. Wow. I'm actually really impressed with that. Like, look how much I've used of this. I feel like it's kind of locking, though. No, that's all that's in there. Yeah, that's all that's in there. Holy crap. That's really good. Maybe I will use that up in 2018. Okay, Caitlin. Okay, that's actually really good. So that one is Aquarius right here. I really didn't think that I used up that much of it. Okay. Like, that makes me really happy. And then this one is Oh Snap. Look how much I've used of Aquarius. Is that actually right? Like, I feel like this is a lie. Like, what the heck, man? What the heck? But I definitely did wear this one more often the past couple of months than Oh Snap. Like, not too often, though, but definitely enough where I guess I did make a good amount of progress. So I'm proud of that. Okay, Caitlin. Okay, so that's it for those. And then the last lipstick, I probably should get a pencil sharpener for this because it's just a really thick crayon, but I am going to include this in this video. But I'm pretty sure I could sharpen this and I would be able to use it more. But this is the NARS Satin Lip Pencil in the shade Reclusion. This is one of the birthday perks, and I'm pretty sure you can sharpen this to get more out of it. Please let me know, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people told me that already. But anyway, this is the progress I made on this one. If this is how much I've used of it, then I pretty much have used up this product, so holla. But I'm going to try and sharpen it to see if I can get more out of it. But I just wanted to show you guys that I've used this a lot. I love it so much. It's such a pretty, everyday, just throw on lipstick. It's really beautiful. And then the only Ultra Matte I think that I've ever used up is one of the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip Minis, and this one's in the shade Times Square. This one is pretty much done, you guys. Like, there's pretty much nothing that comes off. Yeah. When I try and swatch it, it's completely dried out. Like, nothing. Like, you really have to press down. So I can't use this anymore, and I think I pretty much did use it up because it is a mini, so holla, I finally used up a lip product, so woo, yay! And then the other one, I think this is pretty much done too, is the Kat Von D Mini Liquid Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lolita 2. Every time I try to swatch this or put it on, it's pretty dried out. I mean, it does swatch pretty nicely, but when I was putting it on, I think it was pretty dried out. So that one is that shade right there. It's such a gorgeous, like, orangey nude. I love it so much. It's such a gorgeous lipstick. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is Dose of Colors Truffle. I think this one is really dried out as well. Every time I put it on, it's pretty dried out. So that one is Dose of Colors Truffle right there. As you can see, I have a type of favorite lipstick. I love these, like, my favorite, like, nudes to wear are ones that have, like, a hint of, like, an orange tint, or, like, something that's not, like, completely brown. It's more like a nudish, warm tone color. So this is one of my favorite nude shades to wear, like, ever. I have to wear it again at some point. I haven't worn these in a little while. But when I did wear it last time, I feel like it was pretty dried out. And that's it. That's it, you guys. It's everything that I made progress on in 2017. I think that this Project Pan was a pretty successful year. I'm very proud of myself. So I will make my products I want to use up in 2018 video a little bit later this month. I feel like I had to get this one up first before I start talking about products I want to use up in 2018, because this one is obviously a lot more important for me to get up, because it's already January 4th, so I'll put it up right after I record my second installment of Best in Beauty. I'm actually recording this before that because I wanted to make sure I was wearing, like, actual makeup for that, and I'm hoping to record that tomorrow night. So yeah, that's it. So please let me know what your favorite products were in 2017 and what you hit pan on. I would love to know, and let me know if you love any of these products and have tried any of them and what you think of them. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Bye!